Hello everyone, and welcome to Lost in the Reel. We have been teasing you for months now, and I am so excited to finally be premiering the first ever episode of The Cinema Squad. We have so much planned in the coming months, so please stay tuned. And before we begin, I just want to say how I am beyond humbled to be a part of this amazing group of creators and film nerds, who I am also proud to say are now my dear, dear friends. Today in our premiere, we will be talking about our most anticipated films for the rest of 2021. So please sit back, relax, grab some popcorn and refreshments, and enjoy episode 1 of The Cinema Squad.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound. Why? Here we go.
Wow.
You unlock this door with the key of
Wow. What?
Why did Bihan decide to drop his name and take on the mantle of Sub-Zero? Why does he take commands from Shang Tsung? How is he currently alive and kicking after all these centuries? Shut up, that involves story development.
One more time. We got it this time. You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Oh, come on. What is this? Alright, what the
Hello everyone, welcome to The Cinema Squad. My name is Shawn from Lost in the Reel.
I'm Joe from GeekyHiJynx Reviews.
My name is Jonathan, and I'm a man of movies.
And I'm Dan from the Upside Dan.
And today we are going to pick our personal top 5 most anticipated films for the rest of the year. And then at the end of this video, we are going to come up with the Cinema Squad's top 10 definitive list of our most anticipated films. Jonathan, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. I'll start it off, of course. So my number 5 most anticipated film of the remainder of the year was kind of hard for me. There's so many good films. But the one that stuck out to me the most had to be Wes Anderson's newest film coming out in October 22nd, The French Dispatch. There's something about Wes Anderson when it comes to his humor that's so dry that if you don't catch it, it just goes right over your head. But it is funny, and this all-star cast with Timothy Chalamet, Frances McDormand, Bill Murray. There's so many people here, and that's the main reason why I am so excited is because of this cast. He's such an artsy director, and I'm so hyped to see what he has in store for this next outing.
That is a really good choice. So I was going to put that on my list, but I've heard it's like an anthology. It's not necessarily a straightforward narrative. That's the one thing that's kind of holding it back for me.
Okay, all right.
What about you guys?
I sort of read the description of it the other day. It's based on like an old, last issue of a magazine, isn't it? Like different stories and that. That's what I read about it. And from the previous films, like was it the Grand Budapest Hotel?
Yeah.
I loved that film. I loved like all the stylistic choices and that. So it's not on my list, but it's one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, same here. Between what I put for 5 and that was almost going to be on my list actually. Mostly because of the cast. Really, I didn't know it was an anthology thing until just now. But yeah, that was definitely. I'm excited for that one.
Dan, do you want to start us off with your first pick?
Yes. So my number 5 is coming out October 22nd, and that's Last Night in Soho.
Oh my.
Last Night in Soho. Yeah, I'm just really excited for this. The trailer made it look so really good and really great style, really great plot, and I love Anya Taylor-Joy. And it just looks like such an interesting movie that's going to be a really, entertaining watch.
I completely agree with you.
Okay, so Dan, that was what I was fighting with for a couple days now between French Dispatch and Last Night in Soho. I just didn't know which one to pick, and I ended up picking my number 5 about 30 minutes before we were even on, because I didn't know. Edgar Wright is great, and Last Night in Soho looks so unique. That ending where it turns into a horror movie, what the heck are we getting ourselves into?
Yeah.
Seriously, that trailer is insane. Joe, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm not going to say anything because it may or may not be on my list.
Oh.
Well, picking back off of that then, that is also on my list.
Oh my.
I am so excited for this movie. It was definitely, on my list, maybe like my top 10, top 15, but after that trailer, I mean, it just blew me away. It looks like something that we haven't seen before, an original, fresh horror idea. I love this idea of going back to the 1960s. It seems completely fully realized. There was like the James Bond poster. I think it was for Thunderball. I think that's what it was for. And I was like, oh, I'm in. This looks awesome. So, I mean, and like Dan said, Anya Taylor-Joy, I will watch anything that she is in after The Queen's Gambit. So excited for Last Night in Soho. So, Joe, what would your first pick be?
This may shock all three of you, because obviously, like with me, I'm all of my Hollywood blockbusters and your horrors, obviously. So number 5 is actually going to be The Eternals, believe it or not. When it comes to and Shawn's face. No, guys, come back, please. I had friends for a second. No, but the reason why I choose it is I watched the trailer. I wasn't overly impressed with it. That ending joke was awful. Without context, it's like a punchline to a joke. We don't know yet. It's like I'm forgetting the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like if that trailer was perfect for me. Set the tone, explained the story. He didn't tell you the whole story, but you got the general gist of it. Eternals looks amazing, but that looks doesn't make a film. It's part of the film, and it's like anything in life. But for me, I'm going to give Marvel a chance. It does look good. I think what I'm hoping they do is the Eternals are setting up the big bad. If that makes sense. I'm hoping maybe it's Galactus or Doctor Doom. And I think this film may not be even set on Earth, for example. I think maybe it's set on a planet that Galactus eats. And then they've got to go and save our Earth. So I've got all these different theories. So the trailer made you think about what the story would be about. So I'm not going to count it out because it's Marvel and would be dumb to do so. That's why it's my number 5.
Okay. So I don't know about your theory about it taking place on another planet. I mean, at least from the comic books, it all takes place on Earth, and it always did take place on Earth. So I like how you say maybe it's going to set up the next bad. I can totally see that, especially a Galactus per se, which that could take 3 more phases.
Yeah.
To build up, and I'm all for that, but I think it's very much going to be a story rooted in Earth, past and present.
Yeah, it looks really good, like look-wise. The visuals look really good, and then I agree. I think it's going to set up a big bad. I hope it sets up a big bad.
Like if Silver Surfer's in there, can you imagine if Silver Surfer makes a cameo in the mid-credit scene? I will melt in my seat because that'll be the greatest thing I've seen in the MCU. I love the Silver Surfer, so if they can set him up. And maybe hint at the X-Men because obviously maybe they can foresee them. No, never mind. So Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this film. I'm not gonna lie, all joking aside and everything. That trailer did underwhelm me, but I think Chloe Zhao is gonna bring something new to the MCU that we haven't seen before. So I can't help but be excited for it. John, do you want to give us your second choice?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was quicker than I thought. Yeah, so coming in at number 4 for me is, I think it's my most recent one, and it's Pixar's newest film, Luca. I'm a big Pixar guy. I love Pixar to death. I have them tattooed on my calf. I'm not going to show you because that'll be a weird position, but it looks so good. It looks kind of like the short film La Luna that Pixar did, and I think I heard that it's the same creators that are going to come and make this movie. I like the different type of art style that we're getting with this, with it being, I think, the most different Pixar has been in years. So I'm excited for that. And the whole Italy background, it has this Call Me By Your Name vibe that they have been saying was not intentional, but Call Me By Your Name was a good movie, and if it has those vibes, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm beyond excited for that movie. I was gonna put it on my list. I don't know why I didn't, but I love Pixar, and it's so exciting to see them, doing something different with their art, like their art style. I love this kind of like almost claymation looking, like for the character design. It looks so good. I can't wait. I don't like though that they're premiering it on Disney Plus and not in theaters. I want to see that on the big screen.
Well, they should do that now. Now cinemas are kind of reopening.
Yeah.
And A Quiet Place 2 did so good, and Cruella did pretty well. So yeah, they should definitely premiere it in theaters.
It's like John mentioned about Toy Story 3 in one of his videos, that ending where they're going towards the molten pit. When you're among other people in the cinema, you're all tense together. So watching the Pixar for me, was just top tier. Like their storytelling is as good as it gets, like Up and Inside Out. Among others, we all know. Amazing film. So to put it on a TV screen would not do it justice.
Mm-hmm. Completely agree.
Very professional.
Dan, do you want to give us your second choice?
Yes. So that threw me off because I don't know why, but I was not thinking about Luca. So I've been trying to think since John said it how to take something
off, Dan.
What? I was trying to take something off my list, but I'm like,
it's too late for that, Dan.
Okay. So,
what, Dan? Wait, sorry. Is it the list I think you're thinking about?
Oh God, no. Luca is not on my most anticipated list, but it should be. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the stinkers list. We're gonna.
No. I would walk out if I ever think that. You can shoot me. No. But no. Number 4 is coming out October 8th. No Time to Die. I mean, obviously, I've just been so excited for this for years, and the anticipation kind of died down a little, but then it's kind of risen back up now because now it's hopefully getting actually close. So yeah, I'm really excited to see this. Daniel Craig's last outing. I'm super excited.
Okay, so No Time to Die was on my most anticipated list in the beginning of the year. I'm a big James Bond fan, especially when it comes to Daniel Craig. I mean, that dude is awesome. That dude is James Bond. Between him and Connery, I don't know who's James Bond in my eyes. Spectre was not it for me. I thought Spectre was a big downer.
Yeah.
It does look good. This new movie does look good, but I think it's taking its title way too serious, and it doesn't want to release No Time to Die, No Time to Release. And it's been so long. It's been so long that my hype just keeps getting lower and lower and lower until right now that it didn't even make my list. But I think it's going to be good.
And I totally agree with you about the release date. It's for me, you got Sean Connery in Dr. No, you got Pierce Brosnan in Goldfinger. Is it Goldfinger? The GoldenEye. And then you got Casino Royale is one of the best, not just James Bond films, but an amazing film on its own. And with Michael Madsen, he's one of the best parts of that. I love that guy anyway. And Skyfall, I think, with the anniversary of James Bond, it just set that bar too high, and every film since can't match it because the hype for Skyfall. And I think Casino Royale is better than Skyfall in my opinion. But I think, oh no! But with Skyfall, it was good for what it was. But every James Bond film just seems to be taken, and I think Daniel Craig is getting out at the right time. So this film I am looking forward to. But like you said, where's the hype? Where's the promotion for it? So when it does come out, I'm gonna be like, oh, it's out now. So yeah. I appreciate it's on your list, and I will go see it, but it's not my top 5.
Yeah, I was originally going to put it in my top 5 as well because I love James Bond, and I am right there with Joe. I love Casino Royale. I also do like Skyfall, but the other 2 films, Quantum of Solace and Spectre, just didn't do it for me. I think this one is going to be on the higher end of quality for the Daniel Craig films. I love Cary Fukunaga. He directed one of my favorite films in Sin Nombre, and then of course True Detective. So, and Rami Malek as the villain, I'm excited for that. So there's a lot of things to look forward to about this new James Bond film, but it's kind of like Black Widow for me. It feels like it should have came out years ago, and now it's just like, okay, I'm excited to see it, but it didn't make my top 5. But still a great choice, Dan.
Yeah.
So my second pick is going to be Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley.
Ooh.
I can't help myself but get excited about a Guillermo del Toro project. And this one, it sounds like it's going to be something really dark and more dramatic than kind of like his Shape of Water or Pan's Labyrinth, more of like a psychological thriller. This cast is amazing. We have Cate Blanchett, Rooney Mara, Ron Perlman, Bradley Cooper, Willem Dafoe, Richard Jenkins, David Strathairn, and Toni Collette, who's one of my favorite actresses.
Yep.
So this is just a really exciting project for me. I'm not really familiar with the source material, but it's a Guillermo del Toro project I have to get on board.
No, I totally agree, but personally I think Pan's Labyrinth is the most overrated film of all time. I'm joking, Shawn. I just wanted to see your face. I'm sorry. No, but I'm so sorry to do that. No, but I totally agree. I think the guy is a creative genius, and one thing that would kill me inside forever probably is he never got to do The Hobbit. Can you imagine The Hobbit done by him? How immensely crazy that film would have been. I reckon he could have done it in 2 films.
Yeah.
But can you imagine you can see the film in your head. Like, all of us can see how that would have looked. I love this. So I agree with that shout. I didn't actually think about that film, so I feel really stupid because I just love. He's almost like almost like a Tim Burton. He has his vision and his style, but I think he's better than Tim Burton. A lot better than Tim Burton. I think he has been more consistent over the years, whereas Tim Burton was very good in the late 80s, early 90s. We kind of dipped in quality ever since Alice in Wonderland. I think he sort of that was Tim Burton's peak, and he dipped was Guillermo del Toro. It's just always been on the up, and even if you didn't like his films, at least you can say it was a great story and very original.
What are your guys' thoughts?
So I didn't know that cast was that huge.
I
didn't know that. That's a lot of people, a lot of great actors there. I had no idea. I am a big fan of Guillermo del Toro. I know you don't. I don't think you like this movie too much, Shawn, but I actually like Shape of Water a lot. And I was okay with its win at the Academy Awards. This film almost made it on my list, and the only reason it didn't was because there's no trailer. And I'm like you, don't know a lot about the source material. I did look up some of the synopsis. It sounds so interesting. But without a trailer, there's just no anticipation there. There's enough for it to make it on my longer list, but in my top 5, no. But I am excited once we get that trailer, and I can see what you're talking about with it feeling very different. It's going to feel a lot more like a psychological thriller than it does like a romantical creature feature like he likes to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there was a trailer for it already, but yeah, I guess there's not. All right.
Coming out December 2nd, and it's also said expected. It's not 100% for sure, so we might not even get it this year, but we do still have time to get a trailer, but right now we don't. Okay, Joe, give us your second pick.
Once upon a time, it was again. My second pick is actually Venom. Let There Be Carnage. For most, I know. Like I said, with the beauty of your channels is you point me towards films I've never heard of. But I'm very much your mainstream blockbusters and horror films. Whereas you for example, I Care a Lot. We're never watching 1,000 Years, Shawn. You point me toward it. I watched it. I love that lady. She's like so wrong, but so right at the same time. But for me, Let There Be Carnage, I'm looking forward to. The trailer, though, I was not impressed with. But the trailer's not made by the director. It's made by someone in an editing room to get you hyped. How many trailers have we watched where the film has been terrible, but the trailer's been amazing, and vice versa? Now, the one thing looking forward to... Pardon? I would say... Suicide Squad. Don't get me started on Suicide Squad. It's been a 2-hour video. Anyway, back to the Venom. Let There Be Carnage. So,
wait, is he talking about Venom still?
I know. But it's directed by Andy Serkis. I love the guy. I think he could bring something new to the table. I love Tom Holland in the first film. and he got kind of screwed in my opinion because he said the best parts of the film weren't even in the film. 45 minutes of that movie with him and Venom and more back building, story building, and then more banter was cut out of the film. So what we got was a pale comparison to what we should have got. And I love Venom as a character. I love Carnage even more because I used to watch a Spider-Man cartoon back in the 90s on Fox Kids over here in the UK, and that's how I got introduced to those characters. So the only problem I have is Spider-Man's not in it, because you can't have Venom and Carnage without Spider-Man. But I think I'm still going to enjoy it, and as long as he still eats his potato tots, I'll be a happy man.
Well, you did just say that Tom Holland was in the movie, so...
Oh, God!
Wait, mate, so maybe Spider-Man is in it.
So the thing, Tom Holland's always on my mind. But no, but Tom Hardy, I love the actor, he's great. But like I said, Tom Holland, we never know if they could tease Tom Holland in the credit scenes, because the whole universe might be like melding soon. So you never know. But I meant Tom Hardy, buy me after this stream.
Never gonna happen.
I hated the first Venom. I hated it with a passion. It was in my bottom 5 of the year it did come out. So I was not excited for this one, Carnage or not. And I'm a big Spider-Man fan. He's my favorite superhero of all time. And I love his lore. I love his villains. And I do still think that this trailer does look like a CGI mess. But it seems like it knows what it is now. And it's going to turn that up to 11. And I think that's what's going to win me over. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. If you can edit that.
That was good, John. I completely agree.
I think the first Venom was the best 2004 film that came out in the late 2010s. Because it was a film, when you watch it, literally, you can imagine being Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Venom introduced, and Tobey Maguire versus Tom Hardy's Venom, because they have that similar goofy early 2000s style, like the early X-Men's and the early Fantastic Fours. It has that very cheesy 2000 feel to it. I can guarantee that was a script that Sony had planned before they kind of screwed up their Spider-Man storylines, and they just thought, people want Venom, we'll use that story and bring it out now with Tom Hardy because he's popular. And even though I enjoyed it, I agree with John, it's not perfect. But if you just literally just like shut off that half of your brain and then only use that half, you will enjoy it.
What are your thoughts, Dan?
Yeah, I liked the first one enough. It was fine. Yeah, it was good. I liked it. And then this one looked good. This one almost made my list, but it did not. And but no, I liked the trailer for this one enough, I guess, again. And yeah, maybe Tom Holland will be in it. I hope so.
Yeah. That would definitely up my excitement if Tom Holland was in it. What's making me really excited for this film is Woody Harrelson as Carnage. I love Woody Harrelson. And then, like Joe said, Andy Serkis directing. I actually really liked his Jungle Book movie, Mowgli. Yeah. I liked it. And he has an eye for, CGI and whatnot, so I think he could do something really special here. I hope he does. This is definitely not on my top 10 or top 15, but I'm looking forward to it enough, as Dan would say.
Venom 2, good enough.
Yeah.
So, John, what would your third pick be?
All right, so I think this is gonna be a shout out for Joe, who loves horror. This is a film I'm so excited for. I didn't think David Gordon Green could do it with the first one, but Halloween Kills. Woo! Man, does that look like it's gonna be a trip. I'm so ready for this, guys. I was a big fan of the 2018 Halloween. Not as much as the first one. The first one's an absolute classic and has a really sinister place in my heart. But that 2018 version did not have the right to be as good as it was, flaws aside.
Yeah.
And now we're getting this second outing for the planned trilogy, and that little snippet, that little teaser that we get, what the heck? It looks more gory, it looks more, again, sinister than the first one. I don't know where this is gonna end. I don't know. Like, are Jamie and Michael ever gonna freaking end this feud? I don't know. I hope they don't, because Halloween Kills looks amazing.
John, you just gave me chills. I am so excited for this film. I don't even know. I was not even planning on seeing that Halloween movie. I somehow ended up going to see it. I think I was dragged to go see it, and I was shocked. Like, what? Like, who would have thought that, the Danny McBride and the creative team behind this would create something like that? So impressed and so excited for the rest of that trilogy.
No, I completely agree. I think the first one has got one of the best one-shot scenes in like horror history, with Michael Myers just going through people's houses, killing him essentially, but it's all done in one take. I think that was amazing. I think that scene was probably better than anything in the first film, controversially, because of just how, obviously technology. Shawn, don't hurt me. I'm only a little. But it's oh no, he's packing. No, but we weren't told to bring guns to this thing. But no, but I think it does look very good.
Yeah, is it on your list, Joe?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Dan, what's your third pick?
My third pick? My third pick comes out October 1st, and that is Dune. I'm just really excited for this. And Timothée Chalamet is a big part of that. The cast, really, in general, is a big part of that. But it just looks so different and interesting. I'm just excited for it.
I'm very excited for it as well. I just love Denis Villeneuve, and he's proven himself time and time again. And I just can't see this movie being bad. And if it is, then something went wrong. But the cast is incredible, and I really hope that it does well and people go see this in theaters, because obviously it's been very widely announced that this is not the whole story, it's just the first half. So we definitely want everyone going to the theaters, paying their money to go see Dune, to make sure that second part definitely happens.
But for me, I love the first one. Like, back in my bar days, this family came in, they were obsessed with the film. They actually gave me a copy on DVD, watched it, loved it, heard that the sequel was coming out, and very much like the fourth Indiana Jones film, I've never seen it, because I'm scared for my memories of an original being ruined. So I'm not even. So you might be surprised by this, guys, but I haven't seen the trailer for Dune at all. I've seen pictures, but for me, I'd rather just going completely blind and just absorb what they've done differently, because I don't want to see a scene and be like, oh, that's that and that's that. So for me, looking forward to it. But like most originals, like RoboCop, for example, love the original RoboCop. The sequel, like the remake, should I say, was okay, but nowhere near as good as the 80s version. So for me, Dune, great 80s film. I'll see how this one goes.
I've never seen the original Dune. I've never seen it, never read the novels. I'm not a big reader. Sorry, Joe. Sorry. But this was on my most anticipated list in the beginning of the year, but for the same reasons that James Bond kind of got knocked off, I need another trailer to hype me up. Thing is, it does look good. It looks like a mixture of Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings, and I think Benny is also an amazing director, Shawn. He is great. He's one of my really good friends, Danny, his favorite director. He loves Denis Villeneuve, loves him. So I have no worries there, but I just need another trailer to hype me up. That's it.
I would agree with that statement. I definitely need more footage or something, because it feels like there's been a little bit of a dead zone in the Dune universe of us getting material. I think they need to start doing that, especially since it does come out at the beginning of October. So it's like, it's time for them to start amping us up again.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to once again piggyback on Dan, and Dune is my third choice as well. I cannot wait for this film. I will agree with John completely, though. It was my number one at the beginning of the year, but I just need that. I need more material, but still having Denny involved and that cast, I can't wait for it. So it's my third choice.
No, I'll actually reiterate what John said. For me, and it's not any film with the fault, like any fault with the films that are coming out this year. The hype has gone for many of these films. Because of COVID last year, a big marketing opportunity was lost last year, but they couldn't do anything about it because they didn't have any other footage to give us other than what we got in early 2020 and 2019. So for me, with Dune, everyone was hyped for it. When it was announced and they showed the clips and the pictures and all the magazines on the internet, everyone was like, oh my god, Dune, but then it just died down. So we just need another like immense 45-second, minute and a half trailer just to pull us right back in. It's like if Lord of the Rings was coming out. If Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring was announced, everyone would be going absolutely mental. But imagine COVID kicked in and there was nothing else for a whole year. You're going to forget about it. So you just need a little bit of marketing just to remind people, this film's coming out, it's going to be amazing. This is a trailer, let's get hyped.
Agreed.
I agree. Okay, Joe, your third pick.
Well, you and Dan picked the same film, and me and John, we're Halloween bros because I picked Halloween Kills as my number 3 because I love Halloween 1. It's the first slasher film I ever saw in my entire life. Never scarred me that I know of, and this 2018 film, like you guys said, didn't have any right to be as good as it did, but they understood the first film. They discarded the sequels. They thought, okay, number 1, we're going to go straight into this film. This is the sequel. Yeah, it's like Legend of Zelda. There's so many different timelines. This is just a new timeline in this film's like past and future. I just hope they don't screw it up because if anyone remembers H2O, the best thing about that film was the ending. Because Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode, killed Michael Myers at the end, decapitated him. Then the next film, Busta Rhymes is kicking him out a window. What's going on here? Do you know what I mean? What is happening in my world right now? So I hope they don't go stupid. The Rob Zombie Halloweens, again, just like an Elseworld story of Halloween. They just what they are. If you enjoy them, great. But for this one, like I really enjoyed the 2018 version, and I want to see that her boyfriend die because her boyfriend, who screwed over Laurie, not Laurie, the granddaughter of Laurie, he needed to die. Like that guy was a douchebag, and he didn't get, and his mate got done on that fence. Whereas I was like, is this guy not gonna get his comeuppance? Not that I condone murder, but what I'm trying to say is Michael Myers needs to destroy this dude because he annoyed me throughout the entire film, and to see him get away was just annoying to me. So I can't wait for Halloween. When does it come out? The 15th of October. That makes no sense. It's coming out in the UK on the 15th of October because when anyone thinks of Halloween, they think of the 15th. That's in the UK. It might be different in America, but for us, it's halfway through the month because we're done as a country when it comes to release dates and the holidays they fall up. Please don't evict me, UK Parliament. But anyway, that is choice for number 3.
So Halloween starts in the US like around mid-August, honestly.
Oh god, it's even worse.
Dude, like we're celebrating Halloween in mid-August here. We already have Halloween stores being built up with costumes that you can buy and
oh yeah.
Now, I have great confidence, dude, in David Gordon Green for this movie. I don't know what it is. I understand the whole H2O thing and Busta Rhymes kicking him out a window, and that's some cheesy stuff. And then you have Rob Zombie, who went a little bit too graphic on it. And then I don't know. I don't see this failing. Maybe it won't be too good if it's not good. If it's not good, sure, but it's not gonna be that bad. I overall see this as a big win. I can't wait for this trilogy. I'm honestly more excited for Halloween Ends next year. Like that's my number 1 for the next 5 years. I cannot wait for Halloween Ends.
The only problem with Halloween Ends is you know Michael Myers doesn't meet his maker at the end of the sequel. So you know that there's going to be a third one, unless they do something crazy different where like Jamie Lee Curtis becomes the killer herself because she's so deranged. That's like, do you know what I mean? So it's, or unless Usher turns up in the third one and like karate chops Michael Myers out of a window. That's the only way they can screw it up.
Okay, John. So what is your 4th pick, my friend?
Okay, so for me, this one is more because it doesn't have a trailer, and I say this because it would be my number 1, but that is Spider-Man No Way Home. I am so excited for this movie. But the reason I'm so excited for this movie is because of all the rumors. So there's nothing set in concrete yet. So from the rumors alone, it's become one of my most anticipated films of the year. And in the beginning of the year, it was my number one. But there's just nothing to cement anything to nail it on the head that this is what we're going to be getting with this movie. No trailer, no synopsis, no like what's happening. But from the rumors alone, I do think this is going to be one of the best, most ambitious Spider-Man movies we'll get.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I think where a lot of films have failed to promote their movies, Spider-Man No Way Home has done the opposite, and we haven't even seen footage, but by creating that rumor mill and keeping it going throughout the year, it's created that level of excitement, and it's kept it throughout the entire year so far. So good on Disney and Kevin Feige for, keeping that rumor mill going. I am so excited for this film.
And Sony as well, because obviously they're working in tandem, so obviously allow working together, making good thing. That's what's disappointing about film studios, and it's kind of what me and John were saying the other day. Like Freddy vs. Jason was meant to have Ash from the Evil Dead, but because of money and studio pride, they didn't let that happen. So they missed out a really great opportunity to give fans what could have been maybe a dumb but still like iconic horror movie moment, and they didn't do that. Whereas Disney and Sony, Disney, Marvel, and Sony, they come together, realize, look, we own the rights to the Spider-Man rights, we own the rest of Marvel. Let's just give they thought about the fans first, not the money. They obviously worked that out because that's part of any contract, but they've always got the fans in mind, Marvel. That's one thing. That's why I put Eternals on here, because when you think about the trailers, there's a plan. We might not know what that plan is yet, but I always think about the fans and how to get amped. And that's why I think they're being a bit sketchy with the Eternals trailer, because they know there's going to be something so mind-melting for us to absorb when we see it in the big screens. That is, they can't put it in the trailer because it's too much to give away. So I think with Spider-Man, I just can't wait for it.
That's a really good point about the Eternals trailer, Joe.
Thank you.
I'm actually like the opposite of all you guys. I think the rumors have made me not as excited for the movie because because
you're off my Christmas card, yes, my friend.
I require elaboration.
Because we don't know if it'd be exciting if we knew that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in it, but we don't know that, and we don't have anything to look at. We don't have any trailers or anything or clips. So yeah, it's not.
Dan,
wow, hot take of the day.
Dan, I think you're just scarred from all of the rumors from WandaVision, so now you're like, no more rumors.
No more.
Yeah.
Dan Justin is like the parent. Like there's the mom who says, like, don't worry, like our dog ran away. It's probably found a new family now. And Daniel's dad that says, no, we put it down because it was sick. You know what I mean? We put Rolfie down because it wasn't well. And you're like, Dan, you're ruining things. Even if the rumors are not true, don't ruin the dream.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So Dan, what is your second most anticipated film of the year?
My next one is coming out August 6th, and that is The Suicide Squad.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just so excited. It looks so different. It looks so good, and the cast is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad Margot Robbie's coming back.
Oh, don't mention her.
Yeah.
This is going on YouTube, Joe. Little for you guys.
But yeah, no, I think it looks so different and interesting, and hopefully, I can't imagine it will be worse, but hopefully way better than the one we got whenever we got that one. And but like you said, that trailer for the Suicide Squad from a few years ago looked really good, and then it was not.
Yeah.
I cannot see this movie being as bad as that one. I don't know.
No.
The trailers did such a great job. It has this R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy feel to it. I like what James Gunn is pulling off with it. It's not even like my top 10 or anything, but that doesn't mean much. I'm excited whenever it does come out. I think it's going to be better. That's all I can really say about it.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about putting it in my top 5. I'm not gonna lie, I was just, when I watched that damn trailer, and we hadn't had really anything exciting, or at least in my opinion, any exciting trailers come out. So when that trailer came out, I was like, damn, like this is getting me excited for movies again. Like it just looks like such a fun time. And what James Gunn said about making the movie is that it's the most fun he's ever had making a movie. And you can even tell that from watching that trailer. It just looks like a bunch of people got together and had a blast making a movie, and it's going to be just a really great time. It's not on my list, but I can't wait for it.
Well, it's not my list either, but I love James Gunn. I think any man that can take a talking tree and a raccoon and make it believable and fun, you can't go wrong. But I love the Guardians of the Galaxy films. The soundtrack's amazing. This trailer did worry me a little bit because there's a bit too much banter. So I hope they have that nice balance of being quite not violent, but also the jokes. There was too many punchlines. The trailer was just punchline after punchline after punchline. For me, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is just, she's like Robert Downey Jr. to Iron Man, where she is Harley Quinn. No one else can take that role from her. If she decided to hang up her tights, and no one else could take it. It would have like the most impossible job to do. It's not like James Bond, where you can have different people. No, it doesn't work like that. He's too iconic now as a character. I can't wait for it because James Gunn, like you said, Shawn, where he said he's had the most fun. It looks amazingly fun. But with James Gunn behind the helm, Margot Robbie, and obviously my dude Idris Elba in the front scene. Don't worry, there's a sketch shown in the UK where all just Elba does everything. And he's like, Idris Elba, I could be a barista if I want to. That's amazing. I've got a lot of faith in this film.
I do too. I'm excited for John Cena. I thought he was the star of the trailer. I was like, oh, and the fact that he's getting his own HBO Max spinoff show, that even more so makes me think that the studio believes in that character.
Yeah, I hate John Cena as a wrestler. I think he's one of the worst wrestlers ever. I hate him as a wrestler.
I think he's better than The Rock.
No.
I'm joking, John. I was expecting more of a reaction from you.
No. But he's awesome in that trailer. I love that scene he has where he's the peacemaker. He's like, yeah, I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I have to get it.
So my second most anticipated film of the year, I don't think this one's going to show up on any of your guys' lists. It is Antlers. And,
oh my God, it almost made it.
It almost made my list.
This is produced by Guillermo del Toro. Obviously, I'm a big fan. And Scott Cooper is directing, and Jesse Plemons and Kerry Russell are starring. This trailer, this movie was supposed to come out, like 2 years ago. Yeah. But this trailer is, to me, one of the scariest trailers for any film I've ever seen. It looks absolutely terrifying. From what I've heard from people who have seen like test screenings and whatnot, it's incredible and it's absolutely terrifying. So I have a lot of faith in this, and I'm a huge fan of like creature feature type things. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be about a Wendigo, and I can't wait for that to be put on screen. So Antlers is my second choice. My second most anticipated.
That almost made my list too. I'm so excited for that. And yeah, it was supposed to come out years ago. And the trailer was really good. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
No, I've been hyped for this for a long time. It's been literally on like everyone's most anticipated list of 2020. Didn't come out. And it's been like early 2021. Didn't come out. And that's why I didn't make my list, because I thought to myself, well, it doesn't come out. Like it might be coming out next year instead. But I cannot wait for this film. Like you said, Shawn, with the trailer, and with me, I love all genres. I love horrors, but the thing with horrors lately, in my opinion, is, and this is my problem with The Conjuring 3, you can see the formula. You know the formula. You know when the scares are coming. You know what's happening. And I don't have a problem with Conjuring 3. It's just that the formula's there and everyone's copied it. And this film here, Antlers, it looks like something new. So it's going to be something new to the horror table, which is what I can't wait for.
Absolutely.
I don't know what I'm missing, because it does not excite me. It does not excite me. I mean, sure, Guillermo del Toro producing, but do we know if he's getting a really big Like, does he have a lot of say in this movie? Because a lot of times in Hollywood, producer roles don't mean much, especially if you see like a James Cameron as a producer. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do much for me, other than I really like Jesse Plemons. I loved him in Judas and the Black Messiah. And if you guys have seen, what's that movie on Netflix? It was in my top 10 of the year.
I'm thinking of Ending Things.
He's amazing in that. Oh my God, Plemons is great in that movie. So that's exciting. But that's all I can really say, man. Watch it be like my favorite movie of the year now.
I think what also excites me is Scott Cooper. He has never done anything like this before. I don't know. Are you guys familiar with Scott Cooper? He directed Black Mass, Out of the Furnace, Crazy Heart. I think in Hostels, which I also really like, I think he's a really good dramatic director, and he brings like this like grit to his movies. So there's just like the fact that he's going horror. I don't know.
So the same do this. I'm so excited.
Awesome. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Okay, John, Joe, what is your second most anticipated?
How dare you, sir?
I'm sorry.
Again, me and John, like, we're just proving we're bros from another Moe's. It's Spider-Man No Way Home, because Spider-Man is my favorite like comic book character of all time. Tobey Maguire is my favorite like Spider-Man of all time, and I think Tom Hardy makes a really good Spider-Man. Of course, I joke, it's Tom Holland. So in joke from there. But I just can't wait. Like, I know Dan's saying that the rumors may not be true, but like, can you imagine this, guys? You have Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and then a mid-credit scene with Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir. Can you imagine how insane that would be if he came in as Spider-Man Noir was in the next film? That's and like none of it's been, but they like if Disney, Marvel, and Sony have got a brain, they will do this because he'll be like Kick-Ass, but in the Spider-Man universe, it'll be so good. But just a fit like, and also I think Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire didn't get the final film they deserved. I think Spider-Man 3 wasn't well received. There was too much going on. Sam Raimi had no choice in that. But there should have been a Spider-Man 4 just to wrap things up for Maguire, because he deserved that at least. Andrew Garfield, say what about those films, but I love Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. She was great, the chemistry they had. Obviously, they were dating at the time, but he deserved a little send-off. And obviously, Tom Holland, I think, is a good Spider-Man. He's just not my Spider-Man. That's not to say he's not a good Spider-Man. He's just not the one for me. But I just can't wait for it with the rumours of the Green Goblin coming back with Willem Dafoe and Dr. Octavius, and how that's going to mix in with the other Spider-Mans and Miles Morales. If they can bring him into this, they could have this like Into the Spider-Verse animated and Into the Spider-Verse live action. That could go on for 10 years easily, with the spin-offs and stuff. So I can't wait.
I think that's exactly what they're trying to do, Joe. I think we are going to see Tom Holland slowly regress back to Sony and out of the MCU, because they're going to try and build up their own Spider-Verse, both live action and animated. And with the success of Into the Spider-Verse, I really see them honing in on the animated style of it. So you say, oh, wouldn't it be awesome if like Nick Cage came on? It would. But I don't see that happening. I see more Holland, Maguire, and Garfield becoming animated before we see any of the animated become live action.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And with Venom now, I don't know, but maybe we're gonna get like a big symbiote story around that.
Morbius as well, isn't it? Morbius is coming out.
Yeah, we have Morbius and then Kraven the Hunter. So they're building up the villains now and having their own movies, and then there's the animated ones, and then there's the main live action Spider-Mans. I feel like that's going to be just a whole universe in and out of itself.
100% agree with you, Shawn. 100% agree.
Okay, John, so what is your most anticipated film for the rest of the year?
I don't think any of you guys are going to have this on your list, but it is so exciting that I am getting a movie that is kind of showing representation to my culture. And it's not In the Heights, because that is coming out way too soon for me to put it on. I'm Puerto Rican, and it seems like, especially where I'm at, my culture is all about just loud music and twerking, and something a bit more professional to represent who I am and where I come from. and I'm so excited for Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. Oh my God. It's a remake of an Academy Award-winning film, first off, an amazing musical. But from that little teaser we got, there is this vibe of, it feels like a period piece. And I love that. For some reason, what I keep on holding on to is that little shot where they have the pistol on the table and they grab it. That little shot just showed me how amazing of a quality production this film is going to be. And with Spielberg, I really think this could be the film to put him back up there again. Not that he needs to be, because he's really proven to all of us that he's one of the best directors of all time. But come on, when was his last great film?
Yep.
I think it might be this one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who wants to go?
I was not expecting that at all.
No. Nor was I, but Shawn.
Me neither. But yeah, it looks good. I'm really excited for it.
Well,
yeah.
With John, what you said, Steven Spielberg for me, and jump in if I'm wrong, he's the first director that I knew was a director. Like when it comes to films, when I grew up, Jaws, Goonies, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future. He didn't direct it, but his name was Jurassic Park. He's the first guy. When I heard Spielberg was directing a film, that made you go to the cinema because you knew Spielberg was making it. I didn't know about any other directors, George Lucas, Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese. Didn't know about any of those guys until I was old enough to watch those films. James Cameron. Didn't know about those guys. Spielberg has been with me since I was a kid. And for me, he is the king of period pieces. Schindler's List, Indiana Jones, Road to Perdition. He can nail those time frames and that culture like there's no tomorrow. It's like he was born in that culture. It's how accurate he can be with it. And like you were saying, John, he might have had a big hit at the moment, but does he need to? He's like a legend, and like people would kill to have 1% of his skill as a director. And yeah, most of his films haven't been as hard hitting or as effective as what we grew up with as kids, or even as young adults, or even in our late 20s. But for me, I think West Side Story is a great show. I loved the original. I loved it. Like the soundtrack's amazing as it is. I haven't seen the trailer, admittedly, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know Spielberg was making this, but you've actually got me really excited to watch this film, knowing he's making it. So yeah, I think it's a great shout to choose this film.
Yeah, this was definitely one of my most anticipated at the beginning of the year. That trailer did not do a lot for me, but I have no doubt in my mind that, this is just going to be an amazing movie. Is it going to be as great as the original? I don't know, but I'm still very much so looking forward to it. It's going to be really good. It's definitely going to be nominated for Best Picture, I'm sure.
Oh, you think? That's another conversation in itself. Wouldn't this be the first movie, like if it were to win, hypothetically speaking, wouldn't this be the first remake to win Best Picture of a movie that won Best Picture?
I think so.
I think it would be.
Yeah, that'd be amazing if that happened.
The original won Best Picture, and imagine the remake wins Best Picture.
Oh, that would be insane.
Yeah, it would.
Spielberg could just go up and just drop the mic, no speech, and just walk off. Done, I retire. See you later.
Okay, Dan, what is your most anticipated film of the year?
All right, this one's gonna shock you guys.
I've got my shock face on.
It is coming out July 9th on Disney Plus and in theaters. Black Widow.
Oh, snap!
Because the new trailer got me so hyped for this again. I was not hyped. Like, I lost all hype. If you'd asked me 3 months ago, this wouldn't even be on my top 10. But then that new trailer came out and it looked so good. But I had lost hype over the last couple of years, because I do agree. I think this should have came out phase 1 or phase 2.
Yeah.
And it didn't, obviously. I think Black Widow should have had an origin story way before this, or solo movie, I guess. And but no, I'm excited for it.
I think Shang-Chi is feeling really left out right now.
I'm more excited for Shang-Chi than I am for Black Widow, Dan.
I am too.
No, Shang-Chi, you know how I said don't make fun of any Marvel movies for my sake? Shang-Chi is the only one that I probably would have allowed, because I'm not that excited for it. I think it looks so generic.
Oh my.
Such a generic Marvel movie.
John, breathe.
No.
No, I don't agree either.
Really, it looks like the only thing new is kung fu. That's the only thing new. It's literally the same exact formula, same exact humor.
But Dan, what is Black Widow then?
Black Widow doesn't have that much. Black Widow didn't have bad jokes in it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Shang-Chi does have bad jokes. Like that ending. Like I don't know about Awkwafina. Like I really don't know about Awkwafina. I'm with you there.
When they're bad jokes at the end of trailers. You know what I mean? It's like they have this really interesting feel for it, and they end it on like a really that's not funny. What are you doing? It's like
I liked the joke at the end of the Eternals trailer more than I liked anything in Shang-Chi.
My God, no, the Eternals. Even I can admit it's on the top 5, but even the last joke was awful. It made the film seem so crap. But I had to if I remove that last post-trailer credit scene, everything I saw was impressive. It's just that last part was rubbish without context. I would say with Black Widow, too late, too soon. Everyone was crying for this film years ago. Like after Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is not too bad. Once now the phase is out the way and Robert Downey Jr. is gone, you can enjoy that film more knowing he's not coming back. So I think you can appreciate that film a little bit more. But Scarlett Johansson in that film stole the show for me in Iron Man 2. She was the best part. The fact that she did most of her stunts herself. She's been integral in all the MCU films up to this day. And obviously, if you've not seen Endgame, what's wrong with you? But obviously, she doesn't make it out of it. And she didn't get a statue on the lakefront. What the hell was that about at the end of the film? Anyway, I'm getting carried away with myself. But what I'm saying is the film came too late. It should have come out at least 4 years ago. The trailer does look good, Dan. I'm not going to lie to you, it does look good. But unless they think about bringing her back, which they shouldn't, because then what's the point of Endgame? Like, her death would be in vain. So it should have come out maybe, like you said, phase 2, phase 3 tops.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Joe. I love Scarlett Johansson in this role. I love the cast. We have David Harbour, and we have, oh my God, I'm blanking on her name from Midsommar.
I know you're talking about.
Huh?
Florence Pugh.
Yes, Florence Pugh.
Who's the girl from The Mummy? The main character, the woman that's in Mummy 1 and 2.
The remake.
Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, Rachel, well, she's in it as well. I love her as an actress.
So great cast. I don't know. I am excited, but I definitely would not put it as my number one. I almost think, and Dan, me and you kind of talked about this before. I think to bridge that long gap of having no content coming out, they should have just released Black Widow on Disney Plus and had that been a big deal. And I would have been so excited for that like last year. But now it's just like, oh my God, I just feel like it's too late.
It's so true, Shawn. I couldn't agree more with you.
Dan with the hot take.
I like it. Hot takes are always good. They're always welcome. My number one, I don't think any of you guys would even think about this movie, but it is from a studio that I personally love. So anytime I see A24, I get so excited. And my number one choice is The Green Knight with Dev Patel. I am a huge sucker for fantasy, and there is just something about this that, like, tying in medieval lore with fantasy. There's just something about it, and it looks dark and creepy and weird, and the costume design, and we don't know a lot about it. And I love that. Like, it just, the trailers themselves have been like very open to interpretation of what the film's actually going to be like, and it has just continued to build and build in anticipation for me, and I'm just beyond excited. And it comes out pretty soon on July 30th, so I'm ready.
So I love A24, and I want to get one of their t-shirts, but I'm not about to drop like $80 on a t-shirt. But I love A24, Shawn, so I was so excited when you said A24.
Yeah.
But I don't know about The Green Knight, dude. I don't know. It could be good because of that A24 plastered in the front, and I'm a big fan of Dev Patel. I love Lion. I don't know about you guys, but Lion was one of those movies that really emotionally impacted me. So his role there, cool. The costuming looks great. The visual effects look awesome. But like you said, we just don't know way too much about it. So hey, we don't have to wait too long.
Yeah.
I would say with A24, I love that studio. Like, anything they bring is something we've never seen, whether good or bad. Whether you enjoyed it or not, at least you can say it was original, but you've never seen it before. The only problem is that most films that kept beginning with the name Green Hornet, Green Lantern, haven't been great in the past. Like Green Knight could be that 3 times the charm film that begins with the word green. Oh, I stand corrected, sir.
That's a good movie.
You said Room, right? Green Room?
Oh, But no, but I am looking forward to it because A24 are just a fantastic studio, and like I said, they may be bad, but at least you can say, you know what, at least they're different, they're original. It's like took a risk, may have paid off, but I can appreciate that either way.
Yeah, I hope it pays off. What are your thoughts on that, Dan?
It looks good. It looks interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's it didn't even cross my top 23 that I made this list off of. But I wasn't even thinking about it. I don't remember seeing it on the list of release dates. But yeah, no, it looks good.
Fair enough. Okay, not very much excitement. Okay, didn't get that response that I wanted, but okay.
Alright, so we've had all hot takes for our number one, so it's all on you, Joe.
Oh no! Number one will surprise you guys, but it's actually Last Night in Soho, believe it or not, my number one. Let's do just 3 words: Anya Taylor Joy. I love that girl. She is a fantastic actress. Queen's Gambit is the only gold win on my channel. It's amazing. Like what she done in that film is one of the best TV shows I've seen in my life. Queen's Gambit, and even in New Mutants, she was the best part of the film. Say what you want about New Mutants, she just oozes just a superstar of an actress. She's amazing. So watching this trailer with Edgar Wright, like Baby Driver, the soundtrack, the way it looks, what he can do visually. Scott Pilgrim takes on the World, one of my favorite films of all time. It's like in my top 20. But he's just an amazing director. She's one of my favorite actresses. The trailer blew my mind. I love the concept of someone just being able to walk into the 60s. I mean, their idol. It wasn't even on my list. I heard about it, but that's the thing with people like James Gunn with Suicide Squad. Your ears prick up a little bit. You kind of take a note. Like Guillermo del Toro. Damn the G's in my life. When you hear he's bringing out a film, you stop and listen. You read. What is this film? You read more about it because these directors are serious. So with Edgar Wright, I've not enjoyed any of his films up until this point. Not one of them. Some of like with the Cornetto trilogy, yeah, some of them are better than others, but I can't remember a film I didn't enjoy, and that's why I was gutted he got kicked off Ant-Man, because what he could have done more in that film. I enjoyed Ant-Man 1, but can you imagine if he actually had the full helm of what he could have done? But yeah, so Last Night in Soho is my number one film I can't wait for this year.
That's awesome. I am shocked at how many different choices the 4 of us have. I thought we were going to share a lot more of the same one. So this is going to be hard doing a top 10.
It is.
Okay, guys, so now that we have all of our choices out there in the universe, let's kind of come together and choose our top 10 films from these choices that we've given. I think we can kind of start out by saying Last Night in Soho has 3, the 3 of us. So that definitely needs to be on the list, as well as Halloween Kills, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Dune.
So it's weird. So maybe Black Widow's not my most hyped, because when you said Luca, I was like, oh, okay, Black Widow's the only one that I would kick off this list. So I don't know why I have it number 1 if I would kick that off first for Luca.
Yeah, that's a little confusing.
But I didn't want to have a Marvel movie not on my list. I was like, who am I?
I can add Luca. I can add Luca, and then we have 5 for sure, and 5 we have to fight over.
Oh yeah, Luca's definitely, it has to be on there. I'm so excited for Luca.
So we have 5 ones that are for sure, and then I guess we can banter back and forth on what we think the next 5 should be.
We can try.
I think personally, I feel like we all, Dan and Joe, were super into the antlers idea. I think antlers should go on the list. Sorry, John.
It's okay. It makes sense. All you guys agree. I don't. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go in order. What do we think about French Dispatch?
You know what? Oh, it's a tough one. It's a worthy contender, but I don't think it should be in the top 10. I think it'll be 11. It'll be 11 if anything. Like, it was so close to being in the top 10. I can't wait to see it. I love anything that director brings out. I would say number 11 tops, in my opinion.
Yeah, the anthology thing is what's killing me. That I'm not as invested in being excited for it. What are your thoughts, Dan?
So yes, I mean that almost came my top 5. I didn't know it was an anthology thing. So you're saying so Timothée Chalamet's storyline is separate from Bill Murray's storyline?
Yeah, pretty much.
We don't know who's going to be in what storyline.
Oh, yeah. But that's what it would be. Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 stories in one film, maybe.
Yeah. Is it like a New Year's Eve kind of thing where they at least get to, or is
God.
it literally separate? Or you don't know? Oh no, not.
We know that.
I need holy water now, Dan, for my ears and my eyes. Not New Year's Eve.
I don't know. I would put it. I don't mind it on there.
Okay, we only have 4. We only have 4 choices left. So let's
make possibility.
Okay. Next up, we have the Eternals. Now, this is one that I would be willing to put on this list.
Because it's amazing. It could be number 1 film of the year. Like in regard, not in total, but it could be so good. Like Angelina Jolie, I don't think she would take this if she didn't think there was something special about it. She doesn't need to really, she's a great actress, loved her Maleficent. So she can just take any role she wants. So I think, and with the cast as well, Kit Harington apparently, I don't know, I've heard rumors he plays a certain character in this film, which could be interesting. But I would say put it on there because if it could be the setup to the next Thanos, and if they tease Galactus, they tease Doctor Doom, if they tease anything, it could be just a nice precursor. It could be like the Iron Man 1 for the next few phases.
Yeah. I feel like that if there's any film that's coming out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe this year, I feel like that one's going to have the lead in to what we are going to probably be expecting next in this phase and the phases ahead. So I don't know. Even though the trailer didn't blow me away, I feel like this should go in the top 10.
Yeah, I'm down to put it in the top 10 too.
I'm pretty surprised by that.
Really?
Inside joke.
Sure. I mean, you guys beat me, so yeah, sure, yeah. Internal.
Get out of here.
I'm excited for the movie, Dan. It's not up there for me. But you guys beat me out of it, okay? So it's on the list.
As long as it's better than La La Land.
Come on, man. I'm like, leave, man.
It was actually a really good film. I watched it. I was actually very surprised how much I liked it. It's a great film.
I love it, dude. I freaking love it. I know Shawn does too.
My mum and future sister-in-law watched it, and they were actually crying their eyes out at the end because of the. If no one's seen it, I don't care. But that end scene of what could have been is tragic to me.
Yeah.
Tragic thing. And it's so well choreographed, and the music, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, antlers. Okay. So now we have 3 more left that we can choose from.
Yes.
What are our thoughts, guys, on Venom?
Nah, you know what? As much as I picked it, I can accept you don't guys want it in there. I'm personally looking forward to it because mainly of Andy Serkis. So if he wasn't a part of the equation, it wouldn't have been part of my list. But because I've got so much faith in him as a director and what he can do, having seen what he can do with Kong, Peter Jackson, I know, and obviously with Planet of the Apes trilogy again, but he's no dummy, you know. And I think what he can do, maybe digitally with Weta, I don't know if they're part of it, but if they can bring better special effects, a better story, more banter, maybe introduce the Spider-Verse somehow in the mid-credit scenes, link it all together. That's why it's on there. But if you guys don't want to put it on there, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm taking him out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that one too.
That was a test, guys. You failed.
How do we feel about No Time to Die?
Again,
Ooh, that one I almost put on my list. I say yes, but I understand if your excitement level has kind of waned.
Yeah, I'm a no for No Time to Die.
I'm gonna say no because not enough marketing's been done since the last trailer, so my hype's not great anymore.
Dan's dying over here.
Well, yeah, because then I'm the deciding choice.
Yes.
Oh no, we'd be half. We'd probably be half.
Yeah, we're half and half, Dan. We can fight for it.
Flip a coin. Flip a coin.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good choice to put on here.
Okay,
but
Dan, you would Luca or this film?
Well, we already have Luke on here, right?
Luca's already on here.
Luca's a maybe, isn't it? Wasn't Luca a maybe?
Luca's on here, buddy. Luca's on here.
Yeah.
Apparently, I need to read where about to be on the list.
Luca's already on. You can't. That was already agreed on. Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, guys.
Dan already got rid of his top choice, which was Black Widow, right?
He did.
With Black Widow.
Yeah.
Dan, it's up to you, mate. I don't mind what you do. We're a team.
Let's keep that as a possibility. No Time to Die.
Cool.
Possibility for French Dispatch and No Time to Die. What about Nightmare Alley, guys?
As excited as I am about it, and it almost did make my list, the lack of any marketing material is it's a no so far. Maybe if we get a trailer, I'll be more hyped for it. But on this list of most anticipation, I'm not that anticipated.
Yeah, I agree with John. Yeah, I agree with John pretty much.
Okay,
100%.
I'm okay with that.
Same for John as well, because had we had more, Shawn, you got me more hype for the film than any marketing I've seen for it so far. So if you've actually brought it to my attention again, so I agree with the guys. More marketing, more hype, but it's not going to be on my list.
Fair enough. I'm gonna say I think Suicide Squad should be on here.
Oh my! To be honest with you, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm gonna put my pen here. It was on my list and I crossed it out.
Wow.
Okay.
It was on my list. I crossed it out for Eternals, which I was like to and fro from. It was only because of the too much banner that they're trying to push in Suicide Squad, which turned me off it. Whereas Eternals, at least there was a bit of mystery. But I'd agree with you, Shawn, and cool with Suicide Squad being on there because it just looks like too much damn fun to not ignore.
You know what? Because they gave us our name, I'll put Suicide Squad too.
Yeah, exactly. Cinema Squad.
Yeah, I agree. I think it goes on there.
Go for it,
Okay.
Shawn.
So the Suicide Squad.
This is fun.
I know. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 8. Now we just have 2 more left.
Guys,
we have
West Story.
Story and The Green Knight, which those are me and John's top 2, or our top pick of the year.
West Side Story for me.
It's got to be West Side Story because Green Knight I've not seen too much of. Spielberg's name is attached. I'm gonna go with West Side Story.
Okay. Well, no, West Side Story I agree with, first and foremost. I think it should go on there. I think it's going to be a great film. But that leaves the fact that we have 3 possibilities still. No Time to Die, The Green Knight, and The French Dispatch.
What about Ghostbusters Afterlife? Let's just add one that was never even mentioned. I am excited for Ghostbusters.
That film's gonna suck. I'm gonna say now, that film's gonna be rubbish.
I'm excited for it, but yeah.
We're not there yet, Joe. We're not there
yet, Joe. Exactly. So let's go in order. John, out of those 3 films, The French Dispatch, No Time to Die, and The Green Knight, what would you choose?
Okay, here's the thing. This is mine, Shawn's, and Dan's. I feel like we're all going to pick our choice, with the deciding factor then going to Joe.
I hate my life now. I've written down my choice, by the way, as you were talking. So I've got my decision here. It's a deciding vote.
What do you guys think? Do you think
Yeah,
Joe...
I feel like Joe should be the deciding vote since each one is one of our choices, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's The Green Knight, No Time to Die, and
French Dispatch.
French Dispatch. I'm gonna go with No Time to Die.
Okay.
Just because it's Daniel Craig's last outing, it could be an excellent departure for him. And for me, it's not his fault that the film has lost that hype train because it's due to COVID with the marketing. But for me, I think this will be better than Spectre, and being his last outing as the role of James Bond, that's why I'm going to pick No Time to Die.
Okay, so we have the Cinema Squad official top 10 most anticipated films for the rest of the year. We have Eternals, Last Night in Soho, Luca, Halloween Kills, Dune, Spider-Man, Antlers, The Suicide Squad, West Side Story, and No Time to Die.
In no particular order.
Yes.
No particular order.
Great list. I was not expecting
about that list.
Yeah, I think it was a really good list. I was not expecting that list to be that good.
I think it's a solid list. Like, we all had our own little ones. Like Venom for me was a personal choice. I don't mind that being discarded, but that is a good. If that was 10 films being released in 1 year, one a month, I'll be happy with that list. One film a month for the rest of the year.
Absolutely agree. Well, guys, thank you so much. This has been so much fun, and I can't wait to do episode 2 with you guys.